Hello everyone, myself Professor Hardik Prajapati. I warmly welcome to you from Sri Shivsha College of Commerce, Management and Computer Education. There is managed by Jain Citizens Education Society. In this video, we will study about the BCom SEM-4 department. Our subject is the English. So let us start our video lecture. In this become same for the semester, there are the mark distribution is divided into two types. First type is the 70 marks from marks of our paper and 30 marks of internal. So the 70 marks will be also divided into two parts. First is the 4 types of story, 14 types of story and 30 types of our grammar session. So let us talk about our grammar session. The grammar session is divided in there are mainly three types. First is the active passive voice. Their marks will be 10 marks. And second is the making a story from the outline is 10 marks. And explanation of an idea 10 marks. There are distributed in the three types of the our topic. So now let us talk about the active passive will be we were conducted in the classroom. Now we talk about the making story from outline. This will be very important topic in our examination. So let us talk about the making story from outline. Today we are learning about the explanation of idea. This is the last topic of our syllabus. And what is the explanation of idea and how to write an explanation? Now let us talk about first of all how to write a good explanation of idea. Here university will give you a single sentence like a phrasal verb and you will answer the long question or story type question. First is that read the given sentence or passage carefully. First of all you read the sentence. What will say the question to you and think over it all the parameter like a definition like a her fundamental like a her objectives and different types of the advantage and disadvantage of the sentences or subject. You will feel that you have clearly understood its meaning. First of all you understand the meaning of sentence. Find out the central idea of the passage and see whether you can express it in a single words or phrase. First of all, you read the single sentence and you will understand the meaning of the sentence and the find out the central idea of the sentence and give the specific subject. This will help you to keep to the point while you write without the introducing anything irrelevant. First of all, you must define the introduction of the sentence or introduction of the subjects. It is very important because the introduction is the main headline or main attractive portion in the explanation of idea. Second is that having grasped the meaning of the passage, you first the clearly about the message of the sentences like or subject. You must proceed to analyze it. You must analyze the sentence and the meaning of the sentence and find out its implications. Subsidiary ideas which are really irrelevant to the point can be incorporated in your explanation. You mustly read the sentence and to grasp the all conclusion of the message and you analyze the sentence and implication of the all parameter of like that
the objectives and introduction, relevant example, and etc. What is the third point is that for while writing the explanation of idea, and the explanation should in no case exceed 150 words. Explanation idea is not more than in 150 words. It must completed in under 150 words. While usually one paragraph would be enough. Whenever you write the explanation of idea, you will must be required if you will understand about the single paragraph is enough, then you will write the single paragraph. But you don't understand, you like that two paragraph or three paragraph must be required, so you will write the two or three paragraph, but single paragraph is enough for this 150 words. Sometimes it may become necessary to organize your ideas in a two paragraph. Sometimes it may become necessary to write just two paragraph and sake of clarity and proper development of your argument. Whenever you write the explanation of idea, it is most required in a single paragraph, but some topics, some subject are required two paragraph. Then you must clear that your subject or your explanation and your argument in a second paragraph. Now let us talk about the fourth point is that expand the meaning by adding details, proofs and examples, etc. You expand the meaning of by adding the details. You add the details, other details for internal sources or outer sources. You write the proofs, you write the different types of example, and you expand the story of your explanation. Okay, now let us talk about the next. Now fifth point is that your aim should be not only to elaborate and expand. Your aim is not only to expand or briefly elaborate the story, but also you elucidate and explain for this purpose. You can use illustrative stories, anecdotes, examples, and pertinent quotations. You should not only write the explanation of the story, but you will write the illustrative story, different types of examples, and pertinent quotation for the story. It is clearly defined in your explanation of idea. What is the sixth point while the remaining story of explanation of idea? If the topic is a controversial one, like if you want to peace, prepare for war, you must first explain the point of view expressed in the given statement. While some topic is given to controversial type of topic, so you not controversial write in your explanation of idea. You should first clearly define your point of view and agree with the statement. You should give the arguments and illustration in a support of your view. Whenever you write the explanation of idea, which sentences you write, it is to prove and arguments with the sentences and your point of view. On the other hand, if you disagree, you may be very briefly point out this reason for your disagreement in a sentences or two. If you disagreement like sentence or subject, then you will write the reason why its sentence will be wrong and why you should not agree with them. Now next is that seventh point is that the sentences given are usually maxims, epigram, proverb, or weighty expression of thoughts. The sentences given to you is a very maximum, epigram, proverb, or weighty explanation of thoughts. It means you require the briefly or deeply in your thoughts. In explanation of the given idea, you must try to analyze it, keeping in mind deep implications of the statement. Whenever you write the explanation of idea, you must be required the implication of statement, and you must require the wider your thoughts, and then you will write the best explanation of ideas. If the statement is the metaphorical, in all the world is a stage and all the women merely players. You must explain the metaphor in a simple language and point out its meaning and significance. If the sometimes the sentence will give to you, it is the metamorphical, like a woman or women point of view or man point of view, or the different types of the different types of the main subject of the world, and you write the simple and meaningful sentences of explanation of idea. Now, what is the ninth point is that the receive the what you have written, correcting errors of spelling, grammar, and punctuations, and etc. Whenever you write the explanation of idea, you must be required the spelling, good spelling or right spelling, grammar, and punctuation. It is very important. Do you do the maximum marks? Now let us talk about our first explanation of idea. As you saw, so you read. This is the different types of the sentences, and here give to one of them. Now let us talk about how to write this explanation of idea. Firstly, you understand the sentence and meaning of the sentence, and then after starts the writing. People often say that the stars gone their fat, but they forget the fact that success or failure in the result of one's own action. All the people I talk about the success and failure, sorry, the result of the any person or any management or any organization, but they forget that success and failure of the action. They only the define or focuses on the success or failure. They don't the focus on her or his the action. It we saw Jeff, if we saw Jeff, if we saw Jeff, we can't reap grain. Means that you the farm, you the agriculture product like a is a phrasal verbs. If you sow the chaff, you sow the chaff and you can't the reap grain. Means you whatever you give to other person and it will be back to the same action. The result or consequence of an action depends on what one does and to the extent he does it. Means that the result of the of or consequence means whatever you give to another person and it is reflected to you. If we work hard, we succeed. If we work hard, but obviously we succeed, and we succeed only to the extent that we work. Means that whatever we work, that gives us to success. People who think that the law of karma, it is the supreme, may feel that what one is destined to get he will always get whether he strives for it. Means that whatever you do with whatever person, and then it is the come back to you with the your life. It is the karma says in our Bhagavad Gita. Okay, it is very important. So whatever you to give the another person, it is back to the from another person to you. It is very simple, simple fundamental of our Bhagavad Gita. It is the law of karmas also said that. But the experience tell us that rewards and punishment are direct result of our action. If we gives, sorry, we gives the any type of action, then we rewards the punishment and direct result. So the it is the very directly person to the the any other person. Honesty and hard work never go unrewarded, and dishonesty honestly and evil deeds never go unpunished. Honest person and hard work is never rewarded. Means that the after the long time it take a time, but the law of karma says that if you work with honest and hard work, then you will give its result after the long time. And in fact, even the law of karma, in its the proper sense means that the fruit that we get is decided by whatever action we did in the past. It means today's result is based on our past action. In the past action, our we work the good we were work good work. Then the today's result is very good for ourselves, and in the past action is very bad, then your today's result is very bad for ourselves. Shakespeare rightly pointed this out. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but is ourselves that we are. Now let us talk about the second explanation of idea. Honesty is the best policy. You were read this sentence in many times. Honesty is the virtue which is commendable from any point of view for everyone in any situation. It is the virtue. It is the very virtues of any the religious. So the whenever you work with honest, you will give the better result from the God. Dishonesty may bring immediately success. If dishonesty means like that, you dishonest with your work, it gives the direct result or immediate result, but in the long run it will be bring only disaster. After the long time, the result is a very disaster for her or his self. All moralists recommended honesty as a virtue. All the moralists is recommended honesty as a virtue. Honesty is the virtues of any religious. It is also to be recommended as a policy. What is the policy that I understand about the here? Is it a wise plan of action in all situation? Means that whenever you work with your study, whenever you work on a job place, whenever you work in a house, whenever you work in a colleges, then you must be get honest in your action of plan. Means that you honestly work in your work, because if you understand about the nobody see to you, nobody's see to your work, and why I should work with honest. But here the God is see all the factor of your work, all the action of your work, so you must honest with your work. The answer is that it is honesty is not only success in the long run but also brings out the mutual trust and confidence. If you work with honest, it is not a only succeed, but it is to get the mutual trust and confidence to you with the another person. And the honest person has a nothing to fear and has peace to of mind. Honest person is nothing to fear because that they didn't wrong anything else. So why he feel the fear? And has peace of mind. He has relaxed in his mind. He need not be nervous and tense all the time like a dishonest man who would be thinking of the consequence of his fraudulent action. Means that the dishonest person is only daily life or routine life is the stress or tense, but the honest person is the take the good rest for his mind. Honest ensures safely and inspires trust. That is why we may say that addition to being a good virtuous, it is the best policy. Means that you honestly work, it is the best policy to you. Once a thief came a near house to burgle it, but he was prevented by a dog which began to bark loudly. Once a thief is come to the house and the dog is barking to him. The thief tried to coax him into the silence by the offering him a tempering piece of meat. The thief is offering the meat piece of meat to dog. No, said the dog. Dog said that no, I didn't like that. Why didn't like that? Because I will not sell my master and myself for a bite of meat. Understand what the say, dog? I not sell my master and myself for a bite of meat. Means myself and my honesty not sell with the one bite of the meat. The piece of meat is quite tempering, but I love honesty more. Understand? Your piece of meat is a quite tempering. It like that, but it is not in my honesty. The piece of meat was actually poisoned. It is the actually poisoned. It is meant that poison work with the two-person relations. Story like that, one given above and all our experience show that the dishonesty may solve a turn and bring temporary result, but honesty is the best in the end. If you work with dishonest, but you get the good result for temporary action, but after the long run, it will give a disaster to you. And you work with the honest, then you get a good result after the long run and satisfaction and peace in your mind. Now let us talk about the third explanation of idea. Charity begins at home. Self-help is the best help. Means that you will help to you, not another person. Help yourself. Firstly, you will help yourself, and then after to other world or other persons. First of all, try to acquire the ability to help others. First, you require or acquire the ability to help others. It is not a charity to feed the neighbor's child while your child is starving. Means that your child is very hungry and you will the sell or charity with the neighbor's children. It is not important. It is not good for ourselves. We have a duty first and foremost to our family. Our first duty is that to work with our family and fulfill our satisfactory work with our family, then to friends, and finally to others, and then after friends, and then after other person. One must be a good son, daughter, husband, wife, father, mother, and member of society, and so on. You required or you be first be the good daughter of her father, is her father, good son to your father, good husband, has a good wife, has a good father, has a good mother, and good society of member of society. Only those who have a renounced life can begin with the other end. We cannot be reap one wrinkle. We know what happened to this go gooder, sorry, do gooder. It's the price we come across the play by songs. Candlesticks in a type who begins at the other end. We will the work like a candle with the bright with the one side, and second side we will the loose is the body. He helps the others, even the criminals, but forget his own people. In the fact, the charity begins at home. The charity begins with home, not another person to or not another world. Is an expression taken from that play. The states of being a world citizens is possible only people like a Gandhiji. Firstly, to here we define that some example like a Gandhiji. Why here we consider about the Gandhiji? Because Gandhiji was the freedom fighter of India, but he will directly fight for country. No, he fights the so firstly problem of his family, and then after he will fight for the city. Then after he will fight for the state, and then after the country. So this is the charity, meaning that the charity begins at home. Okay. Here we completed our video lecture. Then after we will meet in the next video.